Welcome back, guys. Welcome. This time we are on Norway in a realistic battle with the G56, Fiat G56, the last rank 4 plane in the Italian factory. It comes after the 109 G14 AS. It is a very good plane. We are climbing here with 20 degrees of angling, of upwards angling of the plane, and we are flying far above 300 kilometers an hour. Some other planes, like for a couple of A models or something, they couldn't do that. So, for example, an 190 A8, which is nearly at the same battle rating, has no way to perform like this. There's another G56 in this game. He apparently has his plane spaded. At this point I still need to get 2 performance models, I think. Oh, no, and the structure models, I guess. I think it was the panels and the airframe. So he can climb a bit faster than I can. Not by much though. Normally I tend to climb to the left on Norway to maybe get some cheeky shots at some bombers that cross my climbing path. But with the G56, because it climbs so good, I generally not dive on the bombers and just leave the bombers for someone else. And I try to get to higher altitudes, especially because they of the newly buffed Spitfires, or well, not that new, but for some time now. But with their climb rate over 30 meters a second, they always tend to be above the German team, or the Italians in that case. So you have to have some people high up and keep them busy, draw them down, something like that. And the G56 is definitely capable of doing so, because it is very fast. Or let's say there are some planes that have a better top speed, but the G56 has a very good effective speed. So in normal flying conditions where you don't have all the time in the world to accelerate, this plane gets a decent top speed, especially if you have a fight up at altitude like this. And it's also very good at diving, because the airframe is pretty durable. As we can see here, with the G56 we are on the top end of our team. No other plane can climb with us, even though we have K4s, D13s, TR-152s. Nobody can climb with this, from the German team that is. Spitfires can't, as we will see very shortly. At first I'm pretty confident that I will be able to be one of the highest players, but then reality kicks in and we already can see a dot back there. It's a Spitfire. Yeah, the Mark 14 Griffins and LF Mark 9s, they just have crazy flight performance. And they don't deteriorate at altitude as well, they just perform from bottom sea level up to 10 kilometers like like gods. I think Spitfire team should, well, if they lose, they really messed up. Normally a well-flown Spitfire team cannot lose in the higher tiers, that is LF Mark 9 and up to the Griffins. They're just superior in everything. And they also don't rip their wings so easily like they used to, well, a year ago or so. I tried to climb with the Spitfire here, but then I quickly realized it's not gonna happen. And a second Spitfire is coming in fast. And I need some time to turn, which at 8,200 meters can take some time. And I just dive away. I don't mess around. Try to make me a bit unpredictable. Negative G's. And he breaks off. Now I search for some easier targets and leave the Spitfires be. Sadly, I have to leave my G56 buddy alone in that situation. But I'm in no position to help him. I just cannot do it. And as you can see, it holds the speed very well, even if you pull it up. Shoot very badly. And the P51 decides to go completely to the ground. Luckily, because the other G56 player who was climbing with me at the start, he was diving down, and all those Spitfires followed him, or at least most of them. I think one is still up. And because they gave up all the altitude and started turning around, they now have no energy advantages all over me, and I can pick my targets accordingly. And I'm not really sure which one I should engage, but to see if Spitfire Griffin here decides to pull up straight up in the air. And the other Spitfire, he probably thought, well, I follow him, I'm a Spitfire, but the energy retention of the G56 is good enough that he wasn't able to do it. And my G56 teammate here finishes him off while he's stalling out under me. Now there's only one Spitfire up at altitude, and I make the decision to ignore him and just wait for him to come down, because the enemy still has more than enough fighters down low, and our teammates are having trouble. The P51 already killed one of my teammates here. And I'm gonna search for him. Dive on him, but then he realizes that I'm coming down, and I only get some hits. Nothing major. We went over 800 kilometers an hour here, so we were getting close to overload, even though I'm still don't know where the overload limit actually is. Never reached it. And the P51 was for pretty much what his last chance is. He goes in a head-on, which doesn't work out for him. And the Spitfire, who was up at altitude earlier, he came down. Now I'm in trouble because he won't have time to dive down. But you will see something that I was very surprised about here, because he also makes a loop now. I'm diving down and he's also attempting to follow me. But he cannot catch me. For some reason I was pulling away. Now I see that the 109 is in trouble and I try to help him. But I'm a bit back and forth which one I should help at first, because the 109 is in trouble, the G56 is in trouble, and yeah, I just had to choose. Sadly I only get some slight hits on his tail, but doesn't do anything to him. I cannot turn with him, and so I decide to use my time better and kill the P-38 while the Spitfire is still turning. And we get him. Now the 109 is turning with the Spit, and I try to climb up to him, because otherwise he will be dead soon. Oh, it's a Tier 152, not a K4, sorry. I was engaging him. I had to climb up here and lose nearly all of my speed here. So the Spitfire is in a slight advantage here. But he turns in a bit too early, and now we will see something embarrassing. We both make a head-on, and nobody does something. I just spark on him. Well, that was the downside on playing on the US server with 180 ping. Now I'm on 11 cannon rounds, and I snipe his pilot. I was shitting bricks right here. After this head-on, I spent nearly all of my ammo. 11 cannon shots on 3 cannons. That's nothing. But I still was able to snipe his pilot with that. So now we're gonna skip it a bit forward, because it's only one player left, and it is a Lancaster. And as we are flying towards the Lancaster, I already thought that I wouldn't see the Lancaster from close up, but the Lancaster kills the Tier 152. And shortly after, the 109 that's flying in front of me will rip its wings while diving on the Lancaster. And now I'm on the attack run on Lancaster, setting him on fire, critting him. Try to make a perfect approach on the second run, but as it will turn out, he won't be able to pull up again. But for some reason, I don't get the kill. Yeah, maybe the Tier 152 critted him as well. He probably did, but I still don't get why my fire and the inability of him staying in the air doesn't count for a kill. But yeah, it was still a decent enough result. And I think it also showed that the G56 is a very, very potent aircraft, and it's probably better than a lot of the fighters in the German tech tree. Yeah, that's it, guys, for today. I hope this was somewhat interesting to watch, and I can only recommend to grind out the G56. I really can. I already spaded most of the planes in the Italian tech tree, fighters, for the fighters part. Didn't really have flown the G14 because I already loaded plane from the German side. But I will eventually get to it. But yeah, for now I'm nearly spaded it, and it already performs very, very well. And don't let you fool by this 21.3 meters a second, and then you look, for example, on the German side. Oh, the thing is 19 and 21.8, but trust me, this 21.8 is nowhere near this 21.3 of the G56. G56 just performs better. Yeah, that's it, guys. See ya.